here from Arcane&Stellar. Welcome to my channel. We're going to be doing a pick a card reading on your messages for October 2022. So here we go. Love, life, career. We're going to look at all the kind of factors that you need to know. And yeah, we've got 4 different groups to choose from. If you notice, this is the Woodland Wardens Oracle deck. Thank you so much, Yolanda, for this wonderful gift off my wish list. I have emailed you to set up a reading as a thank you. So definitely check your email, check your spam, just in case. But thank you so much. And I'm really excited to do this and use this deck. Oh my God, I've been wanting it so bad. Okay, so we have number 1, 2, 3, and 4. I, of course, encourage you to tune in intuitively to your, heart space, your spirit, and see where you're feeling drawn. And hopefully you're going to find some messages that really help you foresee what will happen in October and what to do about it, how to handle it. Maybe some excitement can come through here, some good stuff. And yeah, so that is what we've got. If you want a personal reading with me, I have tons of them on my Etsy shop at this time. If you want to get extra pick-a cards and exclusive ones, these are going to be on my memberships area of this channel, so you can join through YouTube as a member. And there are 3 different tiers. Also, if you like astrology content, I do have my astrology YouTube channel as well. In the description box, you can find that link and you can go subscribe over there and see what I've been working on. A lot of them are shorts, but I will have some longer content coming out too as well. So, yay! Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Hello, my friends. So you chose group number 1 here. This is going to be a reading. So we have got, you start out the reading, I guess, with the bear and the cedar, leadership. So what's beautiful about this, we have number 4 here, so that might be relevant to some of you. But the bear talks about leadership. And so I feel like October is going to be a month in which you really are able to step into some sort of leadership position. You may be very busy, I feel. Some of you may also be called to be quite protective as well. I find that bears, especially mother bears, can be quite protective. So some of you might be taking strong actions in regards to your children if you have some as well. You could have a mama bear come out in some of you. But to me, regardless whether, you have children or not, I feel like you guys are really stepping into leadership positions in the month of October, and you're being called to as well. So there's a maturity to you in how you're handling things. And I feel like there's a lot of cleansing energy to a cedar as well. So it's like kind of cleansing out, taking leadership of what doesn't work for you in your life, that sort of thing. You could be clearing out, with October coming and the retrograde kind of ending, and we're having that shadow period for part of the month. You may find that, you're kind of revealing everything you kind of went through with the Mercury retrograde. And, I feel like that there's maybe a sense of like work. If you've started or been working on something during the retrograde, you might be taking more action in that area of your life. So nice little energy here. So what's your main vibe here as well? What other kind of vibes do you have for this month? Ooh, 7 of Cups. Make a choice. Stop procrastinating or overanalyzing. Get clarity on what you desire and move forward. Too many options and addictions. Of course, some of you might be taking... This is kind of funny because I was actually just listening to Vlada, my friend, Astro Wheel of Fortune, and I got group number 1, and she talked about like maybe, clearing through some addictions or bad habits, or, taking control. And that's really funny because, for some of you, maybe it's leadership over problematic behavior, things that you don't need in your life, things that are not good for you, as an example. But I feel like for a lot of you, more so, it's going to be about taking leadership on certain choices. Some of you might be taking a choice, making some sort of choice in October where, you get over that procrastination or that over, analyzing something, and you really just take the lead on something, you know what I mean? With like kind of confidence. And of course, that could be something that you need to do if you haven't been. It's sometimes, I'm can be quite the procrastinator about a lot of my dreams. So I can understand that sometimes. It could be that also, it's like the things you've daydreamed about, you've thought about. Because to me, the 7 of Cups often reminds me a lot of daydreams and sort of like all these sort of little pipe dreams. You may be picking one of those cups and saying, okay, I want this one. I'm gonna do what it takes to get there. Okay, so yeah, that is what I'm seeing. So what do you need to know in regards to, let's say, like your love life as an example? What's occurring in your love life? So let me see. I'm gonna take some kipper, and I know that you might see a woman here. You can be any gender, it doesn't really matter. But let's take some sort of cards here. Okay. What is ahead for love in October? Okay. So we've got some kipper. Ooh. I love it. Oh my goodness. What are you looking ahead to? Well, I asked about love life. We got success in love. We have high honors and meetings. So for some of you, you might actually have some sort of success in love with someone who's very honorable, somebody who is very respectable. I feel like that there are respectable people in your love life. If you have a relationship already, there could be perhaps something good happening for your partner as an example, or something good happening for both you and your partner. There could be some meetings that go well for some of you, especially like maybe job interviews for some of you, in terms of maybe your partner. As an example, it could have some sort of honor come to them, which, you know, you both celebrate together. For others of you, I could see, again, I feel like that you're meeting people, or it feels like there's one specific person in your life though, so I feel like that there's that. Okay, and for some of you, maybe honored by somebody that you really admire or like romantically as well. But yeah, I definitely see some really good energy when it comes to your love life. This seems really positive. To be honest, I'm really liking that. So let me see here what else I wanted to grab. Where's my other deck? Wanted to see, where is my love messages? Well, I suppose they've gotten moved somewhere. Yeah, so regardless anyway, I feel like here we see a lot of success. This is a really good energy that you're looking ahead of into love. I really feel like that there's good things ahead of you in the love life. Very nice. So what about money? As an example, what is happening for you guys in the money realm? Okay, we'll take that one. I told you, some of you, especially if you're married, it could be that there will be something there for your partner. Let's see here. We have the false person. Interesting. For some of you, now the false person card doesn't have to represent a specific person. For some of you, you may be getting out of unsavory or recognizing unsavory practices or commitments in your finances. So for some of you, this seems to me like you're at an advantage. You have a rich girl right here. Okay, marriage card can talk about contracts or like agreements as well. It could talk about your marriage. As an example, there could be some sort of a good energy here in regards to, like, you know, maybe a dishonest situation. Okay, there could be some sort of help there, or something like that for some of you. Now for others of you though, I do feel like getting rid of, like, this could be like payments that kind of go through, that kind of trick you as well. And for some of you, you may have some come through that you're not expecting, but you have enough to cover it as well. I feel like you'll be good. But I think more so this is the energy of trying to find what doesn't work for you, what is sort of like maybe draining. Maybe you'll recognize certain things that drain your finances. As an example, like maybe there's a subscription that you're not using, or something like that. Or maybe there's Also check contracts and stuff like that as well, just to make sure that there aren't any like secret clauses that are going to screw you later, as an example. So like for instance, if you are signing up for something in this October, check, okay? You know, like sometimes you sign up for something and then you find out that it's only a 6-month, you know, introductory payment, and it will actually double later on. Double check before you do like any sort of contract, okay, or agreement. But I feel like you're at the advantage here, to be honest. And I do feel like finances should feel mostly secure. I think that closest to you is the rich girl. So that's pretty good. I feel like a lot of you could feel, you know, there's a strong focus on finances for you guys. And I think it's in a positive way. So there's that. What about career? What is happening with career? What is happening with career? Oh, beautiful. Some really positive developments with career. It may be that these occur a little bit later in the month. With that expectation, it kind of makes you feel like you might be expecting it, and eventually the letter comes through that brings great happiness. There's some sort of communication coming through. Some sort of, could be an email, could be a phone call, but it's some sort of communication that's very positive, brings like really good stuff. So I see some of you might be waiting for some sort of package as an example, or some sort of item, that sort of thing, and it's like it brings great happiness and things are seeming abundant. I feel like also this could be like really positive feedback as an example, or even recognition, by the way, as well. So really positive developments for career. Anything else here about career? Now, if you're not having a job, of course, you know, this could also talk about your studies, okay? So if you're not like, Lisa, I don't have a job, I'm studying, then of course this could apply to that as well. Because that's sometimes that's our career for a while, right? We have got the Four of Pentacles. Managing your resources wisely, extremes in how you give or receive money, time, or emotions, smart business decisions, seeing things as black or white, and being charitable. Nice. So we can see perhaps a charitable nature being rewarded here for you guys in career. So like what you do for other people will come back to you tenfold, I feel, when it comes to career. So it's like that sort of energy. We also have this King of Swords, intelligent, impartial, respected, stoic, receiving wise advice, remain objective and fair-minded, public speaking, communicate clearly, unemotional relationships, or being emotionally unavailable. Interesting. So we could find, to me, I feel like this just more means that you're making rational decisions, that you're in a pretty good state of mind when it comes to creating circumstances. You might also receive that pleasant communication from a King of Swords type. So it could be someone who's like an Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. Or, again, somebody who kind of has this sort of like respectful nature, sort of maybe stoic, like, you know, intelligent type of person. And perhaps that's like, wow, I wasn't expecting that. It's like that tight-lipped person who never really says much, and then they really just throw that compliment your way, and you're like, dude, really? I did not know. You know, maybe you thought that they were like really not, I don't know. Sometimes you're like, have those people that come and you're like, oh, are they really going to be like, maybe they're grumpy, and, you know, or something like that, and actually they're really not. They show you that they're very kind. So watch out for that, guys, because actually, like, it could be like that professor that seems like a real stick in the mud, or a real stickler. I feel like there's some sort of goodness coming through here. I really feel like that's what that pleasant letter might be about. There also could be about, with career and managing resources, it may be that you're having to make some financial decisions in regards to career as well. Okay, so remain, like I think Spirit would say here, remain kind of objective, impartial when it comes to these sorts of things. Try not to get too worried or up in your head. Just kind of look at it logically as well. And even with that Seven of Cups, if you have different ideas, this might be about consulting someone about a business idea. This might be about stop procrastinating. Expectation sometimes is a little bit of one where we might procrastinate. It's like we're expecting it to come to us. And for some of you, if you've already kind of put some action out there, I do feel like there's that good chance. But if you have some sort of ideas in the works or in your mind and you're like, oh, I have these big ideas, these big schemes, you're definitely going to want to take some action, because I think you'll get pleasant surprises as a result. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that is what I'm seeing. Love life looks good. Finances looks good. I mean, come on. This is not a bad reading, you guys. Okay, so how about some charms? Let's do some charms. So let's see here. Let's pull them out. If you hear my husband laughing, so sorry. Okay. This is funny. I see this little pacifier. I always want to call it Masasa, but it's a little pacifier. And so for some of you with that protective mother energy, maybe some of you are really taking care of your child, or, you know, in the best interest of your child as well. I feel like that's that special message. For some of you, of course, that could be a baby coming into your life, not out of you necessarily. Could be, you know, coming from another, you know, maybe a relative. We have... oh, let's see. What is this? Two charms got stuck together. Cross for you. There's a cross, and then there's a for you that got attached to it somehow. That's so funny. So the crosses can represent like maybe spiritual things. We could see you going to church as an example, or reading the Bible, or, you know, kind of engaging in maybe Christian activities in some way, religious activities. We also could feel, I don't feel you guys have a burdensome energy, so I'm just not going to read that charm that way, because I really don't feel like you're carrying a cross necessarily in the month of October. I really don't. So I more feel like this could be spiritual. Maybe there's a Bible story or something that really touches your heart, or somehow provides some sort of guidance, or maybe it's a Bible verse or something like that. There could be that aspect of Christianity somehow playing in. Maybe for some of you it's just like a religious you know, reflection as an example. We have be the light. So I feel like for so many of you, you are inspirational. You have the chance to really shine your light in the month of October. And that's funny because we talked about charitable actions in that Four of Pentacles in this deck here. And so I feel like some of you may be really able to, you know, inspire, help, and, you know, create that atmosphere for someone, you know. We also have this little Chinese coin as well. So money is a focus here as well. There could be more money from China or money from foreign countries. Oh, that's funny because I'm actually waiting for something from China myself, actually. But yeah, we have Treasure Island here as well. So a little book. Maybe some of you will be reading a bit more in the month of October. But also Treasure Island is sort of that adventurous story, and it may be that sometimes it's like when we're doing a treasure hunt, we don't exactly know the way, but I feel like you're going to get there. Like it's like there's all these possibilities ahead of you, and you're going to find that treasure. And I think you're going to have a good, you know, perception of that in October. We have got Capricorn and Gemini and Pisces as signs here. So you may or may not have these signs. We have perhaps, so I'm going to kind of read this intuitively. So I want to kind of bring in the houses, the 3rd house, the 10th, and the 12th. Okay, because these are like sort of the houses associated with these signs. So we have my marketing, communication, and so on and so forth. We could have career endeavors with like foreign lands, faraway places, or even locally. So we kind of have a little bit of each. We could have publishing, we could have imaginative work, fantasy worlds, and so on and so forth. We could have artistic endeavors as well. But there's strong career focus, I feel, as well as conversation and imagination, really strong. We also have just for you. Oh my God, so we have 2 charms that say for you. So what is this for you stuff? I'm going to ask actually, because I'm like, okay, what's this? The Queen of Wands and the 3 of Pentacles. Do what you love, recognition for the highest quality of work. especially creative endeavors, being paid well for your craft, working well with others, an excellent reputation. And then we have the Queen of Wands, a brilliant, talented, independent, controlling. There's nothing you can't do. Believe in yourself and never underestimate your ability to make your dreams come true. Nice. The balance between career and personal life. Beautiful. I feel like in a lot of ways the Three of Pentacles can talk also about kind of receiving sort of help or group effort. So there might be some help coming for you is one thing I'm getting in some way. But this also could be like really understanding what is for you and really igniting that passion, feeling right about something, making that choice that, you know, it's a beautiful month, honestly. Look at that smiley face, so pretty, and shows a lot of happiness. Music could be really important as well for some of you. We have that key. So it's like you're going to be having the key to something. You're going to be... My dang light is flashing. I don't know why. Yeah, the key to unlock some doors. For some of you, maybe you'll pick up some tennis or some sport. It could be also a lot of action, staying on point, getting things done, staying focused. You know, tennis is about focus. Focus on what's flying at you so you can hit it back as well. So your focus might be really strong. And I feel like you're going to be very like multi-tasking, okay? We've also got love here with the heart. So I feel like your love life is good in many ways. And we have this blue mushroom as well. Some of you might be taking some mushroom supplements or thinking about that. For others of you, I feel like... this is more so like, I always think of this one as not toxic necessarily, but sort of like peaceful. I don't know. That's just my vibe off of it that I get. Maybe you guys will have a different view of it, but to me, this one reminds me of like kind of chill vibes. Okay. And then we have London. So again, there's maybe that international aspect for some of you. Maybe there's international travel, or maybe some of you are just simply like, maybe you're watching Downton Abbey, or you're like kind of taking in some sort of new British drama or series or something like that. Or maybe you guys are dreaming about that, or, you know, something along those lines. Of course, you could be talking to somebody from London, but somehow London could like kind of figure in. I also see that clock there too, by the way. So of course, time. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you guys for the month of October. I really hope you like this reading, and I really hope it was insightful and helpful. If you want to get a personal reading with me, that's all on my Etsy store. And what else did I want to say? Well, that's all, I think. Oh, if you want to join as a member, you're more than welcome here on the channel. You get some extra content, some loyalty badges, some custom emojis, all that good fun stuff. I do like 7-day predictions, 10-day predictions there as well. I try to keep up on top of those. So honestly, I kind of like will tell you honestly, I said I think 1 to 2 or 2 videos a month or something. I do like probably 1 to 2 a week. Like at least right now. Of course, I started a new part-time job, so maybe I kind of went, I always lowball things and then I overdo. That's just my style. So, I mean, I try to give a lowball estimate just in case I fail. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I don't want to like overestimate myself and then get myself, you know, in a mess. So, you know what I mean? But I have been able to put out some really nice content there, I think, a good amount. I think I've already had quite a few for September. Well over what I promised. So, you know, it's a good deal. And if you like monthly readings, as an example, like getting a reading with me every month, that is totally something that's possible with this as well. You can get like on the tier 3, you basically you pay the price, only $1.99 more than just get if you got a personal reading with me for a question or a monthly. So it's a really good deal because you're just going to get all those extra pick a cards and you basically get a reading with me. That's personal, so as well. So it's a really good deal. And I kind of did it for the people that often come to me, just sort of like so that they have a good discount on like extra content because they're so, you know, loyal and stuff to me. So you know what I mean? Anyway, but it's for anyone. I mean, if you want to become loyal, that's all good with me. But anyway, lots of love to you guys. Have a beautiful October, okay? Hello, my friends. It's group number 2. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you guys have a very nice card showing up here. You've chosen one. That's pretty good. It's number 36, by the way. But we have the Finch and the Peach. Romance. So I feel like you guys, October could be full of romance. Okay, so some of you might be experiencing a heightened sense of that as we kind of move into October. This could show, you know, For those of you that are in relationships, a blossoming of love and affection. For those of you that are single, we could see romantic prospects coming your way. Ooh, I'm so tired of this Mercury retrograde. It's been in my 3rd house, you know, which is a very communication house, and it's been opposing my Mercury. So I've just kind of been a fumbly speaker. But yeah, so I feel like romance is high for you guys in the month of October. I'm actually going to do a little bit differently. I'm just doing every reading a little bit more intuitively, so you guys will get what I think that you need. You know what I mean? So I'm going to do a few little general predictions with the T cards. I didn't do that for group number 1, but I will for you guys. Okay, so spirit guides. We have the Lion, time to act. I didn't even get to finish my dang sentence. Spirit guides coming through strong. Okay. Okay. Interesting. So finances could be coming up here. We've got career. And one more. Okay, nice. So this is awesome because look at this. We have perhaps a new person coming into your life, okay? Now, for some of you, those singles, as an example, we have that chair being filled in your romantic life, okay? For others of you, though, here we have also the caterpillar. And for others of you, sorry, I'm like skipping over. Maybe some of you are going to be kind of like very active in your mind as well, because I was not such a mistake maker with group number 1, so kind of thinking this might be an energy for you guys. Maybe there's that like kind of flustery kind of feeling, woo, you know. But yeah, for others of you, you might have a new friend or somebody, you know, just new generally coming into your life. With the caterpillar, it says things will not always be this way. A change is coming. So it could be that you're acting upon certain changes. I feel like a lot of you are in some sort of metamorphosis in your life as well. It may be that October doesn't bring every change that you desire, but I feel like you'll understand that there's like big change, like there's something kind of happening beneath the surface or something that's just kind of going on, and it's like, you know, that there's change coming and it's for the positive. We do have that shark, which says take care, there will be a loss of material wealth. So, you know, whenever this card comes out in my 6-month readings, which is usually where I use the T cards the most, you know, I always, you know, advise to be careful with what you spend. Don't make any ridiculous purchases. You know what I mean? And just double check all the fine prints and everything like that, okay? It says take care. So there's like a chance for you to not have this happen, okay? So don't be fearful of it. Just, you know, act upon things. You know, too, like, for instance, and I'm just going to give you an instance from my personal life, but I realized that my car insurance was like double what I was paying before, right? They just renewed it automatically, right? And I was able to act. I looked up another rate. Guess what? I got one that was like $59 a month instead of like $130. So, do you know what I mean? Like, when we act, we can take care of these things in time. Do you know what I mean? And like for me, it's like I realized, oh, they haven't charged me for my next month. I can cancel that and go on the cheaper plan and save me like a bunch of money. You know what I mean? And so I feel like that's the kind of vibe. You know, that's why I bring up that story, because I feel like you guys will have some similar things. It's like you're going to be able to act upon this. So don't worry. Don't fret. And in fact, you're blessed to know in advance. You know, your spirit guides are like, heads up. You know, this is coming. Watch out. Okay? You can do something about this. You can fix this. So yeah. Overall, okay, I'm going to kind of put these off to the side and we'll see what else comes through. We're going to look at money, career, and all that good stuff in love. Obviously, we already have a love card here, so we're definitely going to be looking at it. But I'm just going to get one more card here for just overall kind of vibe about you, that sort of thing. Ooh, 9 of Pentacles, enjoying the fruits of your labor, hard work that has led to a luxurious life, buying yourself something special, happily and successfully self-employed, enjoying your solitude. Ooh, so I feel like insecure, you're feeling quite secure. If you've had any codependent tendencies, I feel like you're feeling quite secure in whatever's happening in your life, you know, and I feel also here that money is abundant, and I think that's why that shark here, it's like you can act upon this. You're going to have the finances to cover problems, and it's more about just making wise financial choices for yourself with the abundance that you are feeling. Okay, so if some sort of money comes through, it's like, how can you spend it wisely? Do you know what I mean? Like, again, double checking maybe the fine prints and so on and so forth. Now, I want to move ahead and look at love. And so I'm using the Kipper cards. Okay, so we're going to be using them in a very traditional way. I have a main person here. I know this is a woman. You don't have to be a woman. I'm just kind of choosing that one for the heck of it. So we're going to take, so in Kipper, what we want to do is kind of look ahead. And so she's a marker, or this is going to be the marker for you and what is ahead of you in terms of love. Beautiful. Ooh. Okay. And what about, I'm going to do actually for you guys what's behind. Oh my goodness. Someone's thinking about you. Someone's thinking about you in love. There could be something that you've said to somebody, or something that you will say to someone, maybe a love interest, a partner, and you know you don't see it, but they're thinking it. I feel like a lot of you are going to get proven loyalty by someone. If you mention some like kind of issue as an example that you're having, it's like they're going to show you or prove it in some way. It's like that they were listening is what I feel here. It's almost like, oh gosh, when you say like you love flowers and then they, you know, I love, you know, specific flower like daffodils as an example, and then they bring you daffodils and you're like, whoa, they remembered that. I feel like for a lot of you that's going to be something that can happen here as well, but because it does feel like that there's a gift here involved or some sort of gesture of kindness. But of course it could be the kindness that really just comes from a connection, you know what I mean, listening to your fears or your anxieties and trying to honor those or honor your wishes in some way. So I feel like that's like a vibe for you in October. In love. With the military person, of course, we could see somebody that's in a service position. Okay, so we could see firemen, like cops, you know, somebody with uniform. Okay, uniform jobs as well. So somebody could have a uniform job or be in the military, or, you know, just have a very respectful demeanor to them as well. It could be someone who's quite serious, who's quite, you know, disciplined in themselves as well, giving you a gift or doing something really kind for you as well. There could be a deepening of intimacy here too, by the way. I feel like for some of you, okay, so whenever something falls behind the main person, it can mean that somehow it's kind of called inauspicious. And I know that sounds like, ooh, and this is more auspicious. It's kind of like what you see, and this is sort of what you don't see. I feel like that there's somebody really thinking heavily about you. I don't feel like it's a bad thing. Because all the good cards ahead of you, it's not bad thoughts. Maybe for some of you, it's like you're wondering what are their thoughts, or you've wondered in the past as well, because this could even represent sort of a more past energy. It could be that someone's going to kind of express these certain thoughts, or you're going to have more action-related information that's going to tell you what their thoughts were or what's really going on. So it could be also actions will speak louder than words, as an example, type of month as well. Okay, so that's what I see in love. Now, let's talk about career or money. Let's talk about money, because I saw that shark there. So let's see. But I see 9 of Pentacles here as an energy, so it seems kind of fruitful and nice. Okay, so money in October. Naivety. Watch out for that. Home repairs as well. So with the little child, we can talk about naivety, innocence. We can talk about maybe sometimes it's not lack of maturity. I'm not trying to like shame you guys. It could be that maybe for some of you, you're spending on a child quite a lot. You know what I mean? As an example, maybe some of you are just redoing your child's bedroom or their space, okay? Because we can talk about living room and bedroom. Some of you may, because the short illness actually can represent the bedroom as well. So this could be like buying new things for your bedroom, for your living room as well. Okay, so the finances could be going in that arena, okay, for some of you. The little child, the living room. Some of you may really want to spruce up, you know, your living space, as an example. The short illness can talk about temporary financial problems as well. I like that card because it talks about a short illness. It's just like a little bit of a rest period. It could be that you have a slow period in October, especially if you make money like that isn't very stable, or kind of fluctuates. Okay, so it could mean that there's a short illness, but it'll be fine. Let's see. You might have more room to play with your money as well. And I think in October, I would say that I see some sort of like fun, kind of like maybe there's something fun you can spend your money on, like a childhood dream or something that feels, you know, kind of inspiring, exciting, or something like that too. But yeah, that is what I'm seeing here for finances. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at career. So career events for this group. Career. What's happening in career for October? Okay, we have the good lady. Meetings. Definitely a meeting with a woman of some kind. You're favored. There could be discussions. Some of you might be talking about some things with career. I do feel like that there's a specific woman, probably, that many of you will be having some sort of meeting with, some sort of discussion with. This could be about future plans, okay? Maybe it's future collaborations or something like that. Again, in career, there could be a lot of talking, a lot of communication coming your way, a lot of like possibilities to collaborate as an example, or, you know, work with someone, that sort of thing. For some of you, maybe that new person coming in is a career person, because we have that chair field, you remember? So for some of you, if you know you have a relationship or you're not really looking for love or whatnot, you know what I mean? This could be that showing a good woman. A good lady is actually usually mature, so she can be older than you, kind, generous. You know, it's kind of like a person with a lot of wisdom, experience in life as well. So even if they're not older than you, they sort of have maybe knowledge as an example about something. But yeah, we see meetings in this way, like some sort of good conversations, and it does feel very futuristic, or like kind of planning for the long, or something like that, like something for ahead. We also can talk about meeting up perhaps as well here with a journey. There could be a journey towards meeting this person literally. But like I said, some of you this will figure out like more in a figurative way. It's going to be more like, you know, discussing perhaps long-term potential. Maybe some of you are waiting for something from abroad in regards to work, or something like that. But yeah, that's what I kind of see happening in career. I might get one more for career. Now, of course, if you're studying, and I told this to group number 1 as well, I know some people may not have much of a career. They might be studying. And of course, this could also talk about a good lady in your life, maybe a professor, a teacher, somebody in that arena of your life. That maybe there's some long-term discussions about your future. Some suggestions, perhaps. I need this one. I know it. 3 of Wands, planning for the long term. No freaking way. Exactly what I was saying, huh? Abundance from past choices. Pride in the success of your labors. Be patient as you decide what's next. Nice. Awesome. So we have that abundance coming through from your past choices. So I do feel like that there are rewards coming here. And again, that could be that recognition as an example, or that person coming in. Again, we have that pride in the success of your labors, planning for that long term. So again, for some of you, there are long-term plans kind of in the works, or, you know, kind of moving along in your life, right? In the month of October. It's like that moving right along instead of good times and bad, happy or sad. This could become a habit, possibilities. Something, da da da. I can't remember all the words. It's like an old Sesame Street song. What else did I want to do? So I'm going to do some charms. That's what we're doing. My box is a bit dusty, apparently. Sorry. I should have dusted it, but I didn't notice in group number 1. Okay, so what's happening October 2022? Okay, we stop there. Let's see what we've got. Ooh, we have the constellations, so guided by the stars. Some of you might be really influenced in October by your astrological transits. Maybe some of you are having some pivotal Saturn or Jupiter transits, or even like maybe the Mars, because Mars right now is moving quite slowly. And if you're impacted by that, it's going to be something that you're going to repeat over this retrograde season. Okay? If you have something in Gemini, well, it could be Gemini, Aries, Libra, Aquarius, Pisces, Sagittarius. I mean, it could be a lot of things. It'd have to be, well, I think mid degrees right now, I want to say. But yeah, because that's the thing with retrogrades, especially you often, if it's hitting you once, it's going to usually hit you more than once. It's usually kind of like a one or like a 2-time pass at least. So you can kind of see that energy come back around. But yeah, you may be guided a lot by the stars in some way. We have Taurus, we have Gemini, and we have Sagittarius. Also, let's see. Okay, so let's talk about the signs really quick. Of course, you guys could have Taurus placements, you could have Gemini placements, you could have Sagittarius placements. What's interesting is we have fixed immutable energies here as well. Obviously, Taurus is, kind of connected towards the second house, Gemini the third, and Sagittarius the ninth. So we can see like writing, publishing, higher education. We can see financial decisions, marketing, communication here, new acquaintances, new financial acquaintances, new foreign acquaintances as well coming through in October. Spiritual acquaintances as well, maybe like philosophical kind of connections or people who are quite spiritual as well. We have never, never give up. So, that message of sticking to something, being bold, never giving up. Okay, and I feel here that you're not going to give up on anything, because look at these eyes, they're like popping out because they're attracted to something. So I do feel like there could be that oogly attention. It's like, ooh, you see someone you really like, and I see the love life is kind of nice. So this is good. I think someone could have eyes on you, but of course this could also talk about you having eyes on something that is on your mind in terms of career even. Okay, so it doesn't have to be love for some of you. We have this daikon, so rooted vegetable, and I feel like there are a lot of things that are kind of like popping up. I think you're going to start to see some growth here. Maybe for some of you really planted some root vegetables and they're going to be sprouting or ready to pick soon. But I feel here this is sort of like longer term endeavors, right? Because root vegetables they're not like really fast. I don't know how daikon grows though. Maybe radishes are pretty quick, to be honest. They take like a month, but I'm not sure about daikon. But again, it just sort of seems like an abundance. And we've got a key here, and I feel like the key always represents the idea of unlocking certain doors, having the key to certain doors, opening new doors, that sort of thing. We have the pearl, so pearls of wisdom as an example, I feel. And to me, it represents beauty, and it's sort of like beauty inside something that doesn't exactly look beautiful, because clams, they're not the most beautiful things on the outside, and then it's like they hold this very precious little thing inside of it. And so sometimes the packages, the outside may not, it's like something is beautiful on the inside. As an example, it's like the type of thing too, like where you like see a building and it looks super ugly from the outside, or maybe beaten, worn down, and you go inside and it's just beautiful. So don't judge the cover of something, because you might find out that there's a lot more to it. Okay, we have the mermaid, and she's like quite like young and playful, so I feel like a young playful energy to you as well. We also have that love charm, so I think love here is like kind of popping up. Your heart's struck, things are good. But there's that independence to you with the cat, and I love that with that Nine of Pentacles too. It says enjoying your solitude. So it's like, yeah, you might be in love, but you're enjoying yourself, you're having a good time, you're feeling confident, independence is appreciated, that sort of thing. And we also have this Chinese coin as well, so there might be some sort of connections to China or the Chinese finances, something there, possibly here, and money in general. We have, or foreign money. We also have the baby carriage. Oops, So, you know, I don't know, maybe for some of you pregnancies or something like that. Of course, this could talk about, you know, going for a lot of walks, because I always think of like baby prams and moms pushing them as an example. So we have that kind of energy as well. Maybe you're walking a lot. Maybe for some of you there's a lot of focus on your children if you have them. Or again, it could be about pushing new ideas forward, you know, babying a certain idea in your life as an example, and sort of walking along with it. And we also have this beautiful sun here, or a flower, I guess, depending on what you look at it like. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think this is a sun, or is it a sun or a flower? I don't know. I'm kind of curious what you guys think, but yeah, there we go. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a beautiful October. I think it's going to be wonderful for you guys. Just take care. Have a great month. If you want to join here as a member on the channel, you're more than welcome. You'll get some extra content. And if you want a personal reading, that's on my Etsy. And if you want astrology content, go join or subscribe to my astrology channel here on YouTube. You can find all the links to everything in the description box, including links to the decks I've used and all that good type of stuff, okay? So, with that being said, take care and ta-ta for now. Hello, my friends. So if you chose a group number 3 here, for the month of October, this is going to be your message. So we have the snail and huckleberry. Trust in the invisible. So I feel like for a lot of you, first of all, I wonder if some of you, I know this is kind of specific, but I wonder if some of you might be thinking about getting like an RV or something and living in one or something, or somehow carrying your home on your back in a way, because that's one thing that the snail kind of represents. Maybe some of you are kind of into slower living as well. What's interesting about the Trust the Invisible is honestly one of the first things that came to my mind was Beyond the Invisible by Enigma. And in that song, it says like, close your eyes, you know, in real, like, it's like, I get this like perception of you guys really having moments of like, this isn't a dream, this is real. Like it's like maybe there's that realization, that sort of thing that hits you when it's like, this is real, like this is a possibility. Maybe for some of you that's a vibe. It's like, this isn't just some kind of pipe dream, this is something that could really happen. Or you just have those moments. Do you ever have those moments where you're just like, wow, I'm in this world and this sunset is amazing, and like, this is for real, like, isn't this crazy? Like, there's this like sort of appreciation of life, of transition, of change as well. We also talk about in this card, so what's a huckleberry is interesting because huckleberry was often a slang term for a person of little consequence, okay? And so, and same with the snail, they seem so small and like slow, but I feel like there are really great things happening for those of you that have always kind of felt kind of small as well. You may be kind of like seeing something, or something that felt kind of small and slow. You might be looking at it in a little bit of a different light. You might be recognizing the progress in some way, is what I feel. There's also that idea of like following your bliss and trusting in invisible supports. With great risk comes great reward. And when have I benefited from trusting in subtle clues? And how can I look beyond appearances toward deeper meaning? So that's one thing too, is it's like, if you guys feel at some point in this month inconsequential, I cannot talk. If you feel like that at some point in the month, I feel like you need to, well, Spirit, first of all, your guides are calling you to not feel like that, to look at what you have impacted. You know what I mean? Like the ones you've impacted, even if it's been small, you know, you maybe it's not so fancy like someone else, but what you have been able to do. Because I really do feel like you guys are very impactful, more than you realize, okay? And that's the thing about the snail. It's subtle impact. You know what's funny is I actually had, and this is like story comes to my mind, but I was out watering my garden and I saw the biggest stinking caterpillar I've ever seen. Like, I'm talking like this big on my tomatoes. And I was like, I was on the phone with my mom and I was like, Mom, there is like a huge caterpillar on my tomato. I'm like, she's like, get it off. And I'm like, it's just so cute though. And then I got my husband to get off. But anyway, I went and got like a mason jar. And he threw it, and he put it in there, and then he just like tossed it. But I was like, because we don't want to kill it, obviously, or hurt it. I think he made it fine, but we kind of got it away from there. Because my mom's like, oh, you can like literally wake up the next day. It looks like it's innocent, and then it'll all be gone. Like they'll just mess your tomato plant up. And it's like, I'm not saying that you're messing anything up, but it's like, do you see like how sometimes these like slower type of creatures, because caterpillars are also kind of slow. You know what I mean? They're not the fastest things, but it's like suddenly you start to see those results of those slow efforts. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's see. What kind of vibe are you in for October? I feel these two right here. Oh, nice. Oh, we got the Nine of Pentacles. Like the previous group got this too. Enjoying the fruits of your labors. Hard work that has led to a luxurious life, buying yourself something special, happily and successfully self-employed, enjoying your solitude. So the thing is I feel like a very independent vibe to you, okay? And then maybe that's where that, you know, the home on your back comes on, or comes into this equation. It's like, you know what, you're feeling at home with yourself. You're like, I'm actually safe within myself. You know, when I was a kid, I remember being in school, and I've always been a very imaginative kind of daydreamy person. And I remember thinking, these little B words, I literally have my own imagination in my head. I have this whole world inside of me, and nobody can read my mind. It's so powerful. Like, I know, such a silly thought. Well, I didn't really say the B word, but you know what I mean. Like, I was just like, it's like there's this power in you, and I feel like some of you are going to really feel at home in yourself. And it's like, it's not introverted, it's not anything, it's just comfortable. You know what I mean? Because I don't see introversion here. In fact, you may be quite extroverted this month, or be called to be extroverted, especially when it comes to finances and career, perhaps, as well. There's a lot of enthusiasm and excitement about something. And so I really feel like that there will be progress that you're going to see, but also new endeavors on the horizon, okay? Allowing your creativity to soar, do things that fuel your passions, and finish what you start. So yeah, you might see some results from finishing what you've started as well for some, you know what I mean? I really could see that happening as well. I'm going to grab, like I did for group number 2, a few little tea cards, just some overall vibes, and we're going to look at career, finances, romance, okay? We'll look at love first, and money, then career, okay? Or school, depending. But general stuff coming up in October for this group. Oh my goodness. The sun. Happiness and well-being. The sun could be in a supportive sign to some of your planets, as an example. Okay, so October, what is it? Libra and Scorpio. So some of you might kind of get supportive vibes from that, you know, sun placement in your chart. We also have a two-faced friend. Uh-oh. Carriage, a journey, either physical or mental. Some of you may be going on a trip or a vacation, because I see that journey and a vacation. So look at that. Okie dokie, let's see here. So I definitely see perhaps travel for some of you, or a vacation of some kind, okay? It could be a short journey. It doesn't have to be a long one, okay? We have a really strong preference on, you know, happiness and well-being. I think it's going to be really good for you. Overall, I feel like your vibe is so good. So I wouldn't worry about the more challenging cards that have shown up, which are these two. You're going to overcome, okay? Some of you may have some two-faced friend in your life, okay? I'm not going to lie. This also could be, you know, you coming to terms with two-faced, you know, behavior, if you ever have that. Maybe you're going to have some idea about that, but I feel like most of you, you know, two-faced friends, I might get like a little something on this. What's about the two-faced friend? For general purposes, because this is you know, I'll pick a card. I don't want to like scare some of you. Or you're like looking at all your friends sideways and you're like, what's up with you? Or, you know. Okay. Ooh, King of Cups. Trustworthy, honorable, devoted, cautious, someone you can completely trust, a situation that is safe, a solid romantic relationship, hidden but well-intentioned emotions, a charitable benefactor, seeing a counselor. Okay, so guess what? Guess what? This actually isn't bad after all. Look at that. Aren't you glad? Some of you might worry that someone's being two-faced. A man, perhaps, a masculine. But I feel like this isn't the case. So this is really nice. I think actually somebody really does have, you know, your best emotional interest at heart. They are caring about you. And here we could see someone might be a little bit slower in their responses, and maybe you guys start to like jump to conclusions, okay, in October. But here it's like unnecessary worry. Seriously. Okay, so two-faced friend, it's not even bad. That's so funny because like the happiness, I was like, well, the sun came out. It seems good. And yeah, so again, this could be unnecessary worry about someone who really cares about you, okay? Whether it's your lover or your partner or a friend of yours or somebody that you just care about. Maybe you work with them and you're like, oh, I don't think they like me. They do. Okay, so the axe, forces working against you. Well, what is working against you? Ooh, the Ace of Swords. Brilliant ideas that may need refinement. Overcoming obstacles with faith that everything will work out, and communicate clearly and concisely. Remain objective. Okay, interesting. So we have two sharp objects, the axe and the sword. Okay, so it might be that there are certain things that kind of come out of the blue that seem like, oh my God, really? Did this have to happen? Like, it's like you're late to an appointment and then you realize you didn't put gas in your car and you're like, oh my God, really? I need to go fill up. Or, you know, it's that kind of thing. So it might feel like that there are some, you know, it's like, but overcoming obstacles with the faith that everything will work out. Having faith that even if sometimes the forces are working against you, you're gonna get over this. You're gonna cut through these obstacles, okay? So don't worry too much. Okay, we also have that good fortune here as well. So really positive month. I'm just getting right away. Now, we're going to be using the Kipper for all the other kind of sections here. And I'm using this main person card. It's a woman, but you don't have to be a woman or identify as a woman. It's just a marking card, essentially. I'm going to do like kind of what's behind you and what's ahead, okay? So behind you in love, what's kind of in the behind position. So this can be kind of a more inauspicious thing that you're not seeing, okay? Okay, so we have meetings. Okay, love in October. I wonder if some of you are having custody battles in October, or there's some sort of talk of this. Not for all of you. I think we have more cards than the other groups got. So we can talk about fairness. It could be in romantic relationships. Let's see here. We could see actually here a new person, perhaps with a little child. Okay, I do feel though here, okay, so along the way, this represents like sort of a pathway. For some of you, it could be like maybe in your love life, visa issues or official issues somehow. Maybe there's distance. There could be some kind of theme or topic around that. This is going to be a mixed energy. I feel like a lot of people might be tuning into this group, okay? So I'm going to give a few scenarios here, okay? It's not negative. I don't see anything negative in love, perhaps. It's more like, it could be for some of you, it's just more the usual. Like nothing imbalanced, nothing really out of sorts. Again, if there has been some sort of like long divorce, there could be some good stuff coming out of that. Some new fresh starts or something good happening. Do you know what I mean? So there's that. But again, I don't feel like that's going to be the majority of you. We could talk about the pathway also, or like a long way, can speak about patience as well, or longer periods of time as well. And then the court card can talk about, obviously, legal matters, administrative procedures, and stuff like that. So decisions, government, public affairs, public building, this sort of thing. So, of course, some of you might be dating somebody that works in the court or in a public building or in a government place as well. This also could be showing a partner as an example, receiving some sort of recognition from such a place as well, maybe promotions, new opportunities too. Or maybe for some of you, it's like you're looking into some sort of legal documentations as well. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here. Anything else here? Like, what about for singles? Because I feel like some of you might be like married or something, or in relationships. What about the singles? Oh, the Nine of Cups. Wishes come true. Your dreams become reality. A magical time of life. Good fortune. Faith in the universe that all will be well. Okay. And then we have, I feel some of you might have someone striking up a conversation, by the way. But I feel like some of you that are single, I'm just going to be straight up honest with you. I kind of said this earlier, and I'm going to kind of continue to say it, and I hope you guys don't get too disappointed. You guys might be solo and just kind of doing your own thing, okay? I'm just going to be honest. Maybe you're more focused on your own endeavors or other things that are just kind of taking precedence in your life right now, okay? That's kind of what I'm feeling. There could be opportunities to meet new people here with a little child. If you're single, but I just somehow feel like maybe your focus is a little bit elsewhere here, and especially like because I specifically kind of went for you guys that are single, because I kind of felt like this is more of the message for people who could be, I don't know, in partnerships. It might be that somehow you're not seeing opportunities to meet people as well, because I told you kind of in the beginning that when the card kind of falls behind this one, well, it depends on where she's looking. She's kind of looking this way, but anyway. It's like maybe you might be waiting for a long time, in regards to like hearing back from somebody you met up with as an example, and you just sort of move on and you're like, oh, I'm going to just try something new. I don't think that person's going to message you back, or I'm not sure if they're for me. So some of you might be making like kind of like decisions that way. You know what I mean? Like just fair decisions for yourself. I don't know if we're compatible. I'm just going to probably try something different as well. For those of you that are more in casual things, okay? Again, it may be that you're not really seeing opportunities to meet people as well, It's just not really something that's maybe on your mind, or maybe just the circumstances aren't as good in October for that, that sort of thing. But nothing bad. Nothing bad. I mean, seems okay. So what about finances? Finances for October. Ooh. High hopes from far away. Some of you may be, okay, first of all, we may have long-term goals that you're really sticking to. As an example with your finances, so some of you may be making savings accounts, investments, wise investments in October, okay? You're also, by the way, going to be rewarded for like strict rules on yourself as well. So if you've been like really sticking to your guns on something with your finances, you know what I mean? It's like, and you're rigid and you sort of like really, it's like you're going to kind of reap the rewards from that, I feel like. So there's that. There also could be some good stuff coming via the military, or something that kind of comes via like uniform type of jobs or civil service, or things of that nature. So civil service can be like teachers, doctors, dentists, firemen, cops, all such things like that. Of course, government stuff as well. So there could be some sort of finances coming from government as an example, maybe even for some of you. Some good news as an example as well. But yeah, Hope Big Water is a really good one. Finances could seem hopeful, and I see that Nine of Pentacles, so I feel like there's a comfortable, kind of feeling here as well. And of course, with the journey, something could be coming from far away as well, that kind of represents a hope or a dream, that sort of thing. Some of you might be really researching something in your finances, like how to really go about it step by step by step by step, as well. Some of you might also come into contact with somebody who could really have some good advice, maybe some experience. that sort of thing. Financial coaches, banks advisors and stuff like that too. Could be some good advice there. Maybe about like wise investments or good payoffs. And yeah, that's what I'm thinking here. And let's see, anything else? I think that's all I think. I think that's all I think. Yeah, okay. So what about career though? What's happening for you in career? Let me just shuffle again. Okay, what about career? Oh, we have a court person. Oh, goodness. Okay, hold on. We'll see what that is. Okay, we'll see what that is too. So, sorry, I got the cards back up here on the table. So we have high honors in meetings as well as court person. So what's ahead of you in career? Well, first of all, we can see really favorable interviews as an example. So some of you might have an interview that goes quite well, especially if you're meeting with official types, board members, counselors, consultants, lawyers, doctors, judges, all that sort of deal as well, teachers. If you guys are teachers or you work in any of those areas, there actually could be a really honorable kind of occurrence for you. You might actually get some sort of recognition as well, some sort of praise is possible here. And we also have the meetings card, which can talk about, you know, favorable appointments, like I said, maybe some interviews or something that goes really well there. I want to say that people are working in your favor when it comes to career, especially official connections in regards to career as well. And seems like everything is going pretty good. No red flags here. No red flags at all. I think everything should be going well. And you might actually have some pretty favorable meetings or discussions when it comes to it, you know, your career. Anything else here further about career for them? Oh, goodness gracious. Oh my goodness, I love it. We have the Emperor and... Oh my goodness. Okay. So what's interesting is we have that 5 of Pentacles and the 7 of Pentacles. So I love it because we have the 9 of Pentacles in general. So as a general energy. So this is very confident, very like abundant. But we have the 5 of Pentacles. Negative thoughts manifesting into real challenges. Fears surrounding money. Reach out to others for assistance. Poor timing for becoming self-employed. Okay, here. The thing is, if you are self-employed, there could be some slow energy, but with the 7 of Pentacles, seeds are well planted, efforts or investments that will be rewarded in the future. The need for patience, a time for resting and planning for the future, unnecessary worry. So I feel like that there's a little bit of a battle here for you guys emotionally with career. Some of you might be wondering whether you're making the right choices. You could have moments of insecurity in the month of October, but what Spirit is saying is like your seeds are planted well, okay? You will see efforts. Okay, remembering and having faith. We also have some really good energy for those of you that are in partnership. There could be good financial career advice coming from a partner as an example. There could be help coming from a masculine energy as well. Some of you might actually have a moment of like, especially if you have a job with like a boss as an example, you don't work for yourself as an example, you could actually see some like really favorable energy coming from that, you know what I mean? Some of you, if you felt rejected, you're going to have a little bit more supportive energy. We have that logic and organization will increase your success. Take charge of the situation, accept a leadership role, structure and discipline. We also have the King of Pentacles, compassionate, accomplished, charismatic, grounded, a time of great success, financial security and prosperity, the Midas touch, everything turning out beautifully, a supportive parent and spouse, a good person to work for. That's what I said. How funny. I don't even have these cards memorized, and I was talking about you. Some of you, it's like your partner could be quite supportive if you're, you know, a spouse as an example, or a parent as well. There could be some parental help coming through in terms of career, some advice as well from someone older. wise, that sort of thing. But I feel like you're on a good path with your career, even if you may be kind of confused sometimes, or you get up in your head about things. Some of you might just be really emotional about the ups and downs in your career, you know, and very emotionally attached to it. But I feel like there's really good things coming through in terms of career for you guys. So with that being said, that's career. And we're going to go ahead and move on, and we're going to do some charms. So some messages. See what comes through in the charm world. Okay. Okie dokie, we have this yellow heart. Makes me think of like very kind of happy love, that sort of thing. I feel like the yellow heart to me kind of represents like platonic relationships being a big part of your life, to be honest, is what I feel. It doesn't feel like, it feels like a more supportive platonic relationships that are prevalent. We also have a lot of seashells, which is really interesting. One starfish as well. And a seashell again. Wow, I didn't see that one. Yeah, seashell energy is very high. We also have this charm which says, don't look back, that's not where you're going, okay? So we have that one. Don't look in the past, take chances, go towards the future. I see this charm always reminds me of the star. And to me it represents Aquarius, but it gives me strong star vibes. Having hope is what I really feel here for you. Optimism here, Sagittarius. It's like very optimistic energy that you should be in. Live, laugh, and love. We have Virgo as well. Virgo can be so... Virgos are amazing. If you have Virgo in your chart, I probably love you. I find that I really like Virgos a lot. They're very talented, but they can be super hard on themselves, very perfectionist. So if you guys are finding yourself very critical on yourself, you know, knock that off. Know that you're talented and amazing. You are the king or queen of your profession, of your life in general. So I do feel like that there's a lot of exercising leadership and control over your life too. I do feel like that there will be a focus on like finances here. I think it's abundant. We have the purse, we have the grapes. Makes you think of like, you know, some good abundance. Some of you might be eating a lot of fruit, drinking a lot of wine. Maybe that's something you need. We have weakness as a choice. Ooh. Weakness is a choice. I've never seen this charm. I had no idea I had it. Well, what the heck? So maybe that's a message for some of you. We have You're Always in My Heart and Father of the Bride. Some of you might be getting help from a father or messages of love from a father. Especially like if your father's passed, this could be like father coming through for you. Especially Father of the Bride, which is interesting. If you've recently gotten married, you're going to get married. If you've worried about such a thing, of course, that could be a special message that Father will be present there as well. Especially if you're a woman, as an example, who's married, your father might be prevalent to you in this month as well. We have the star here. Again, lots of star energy. Shining, thinking about the future, hopeful, wishing kind of energy. We have, I think, the support of Aphrodite, I want to say. We have Who Rescued Who. So there may be some, like, really supportive energy around you, actually, in this month of October. I really do. Maybe you help someone, they help you, that sort of thing. And we also have The Nightmare Before Christmas, little Jack, I think is his name, showing up here, so that could be relevant to you in some way. He's got a dream in that film. He wants to make things happen. But yeah, that is what I'm seeing for those of you that chose this group here. I really hope that you found some great messages for October, some sort of like, you know, things to look forward to, things to be aware of. I thank you so much for being here. I really hope that this reading helped you in some way, and if you want more content, you can join my member section here on YouTube for exclusive pick-a cards. I do 7-day predictions and stuff like that, 10-day predictions, that kind of stuff, as well as other readings. Like I have a what did I think of you type of reading up there recently I posted. I usually, honestly, I've been doing at least 1 or 2 per week for the most part. That will probably stay consistent, I'm hoping. I did start a new part-time job, so we'll see how that affects me. It might, I just, it's more than what I promised in the joining area. But anyway, yeah, and then if you want, like I said, personal readings, that's on Etsy. And if you want to see astrology content, I have an astrology channel as well on YouTube. You can find the description, like in the description, you'll find a link, and you can go subscribe there. I have like longer content, but I have a lot of short, like, well, a few shorts right now. I have more planned. I just need to finish them up and post them. But yeah, you'll see some astrology stuff there. And I do have, yeah, like I said, more in-depth content planned for the future that I'm working on. But anyway, I wish you the very best. Have a blessed and beautiful October. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time. Hello, my friends. If you chose the last group here with the beaver and the birch, this is your reading. So we have home as a focus. So October is probably going to see you guys really focused on your home. You may be homesteading even, or focused on your living conditions, your living space. Okay, we can decorate and tend to our environment with this sort of vibe here. So, you know, the support of home. A lot of focus perhaps on your family life, on just your home in general. And maybe for some of you, it's like you want to stay at home a little bit more. Oh, let me put my phone on airplane mode. Oops, I almost forgot. So, yeah, that's funny. I didn't put my phone on airplane mode. Maybe for some of you, it's like you're just kind of burrowing a little bit. You know, for those of you, especially like in the northern hemisphere, it starts to get a little bit cooler, a little bit more autumny, and oftentimes, you know, like right now, it's just kind of like rainy and cloudy, and it's like, you know, I was at the bank yesterday, and we had kind of similar weather, and I was talking to the girl that works there, and we were talking about, I showed her that app Friendly, and I was like, she's like, I just want to be home right now, watching like a mystery movie and drinking some wine. And I was like, yeah, that's the vibe. And so I was showing her the Friendly app I like to use because it has the Hallmark mysteries, and I like watching those a lot. But yeah, so some of you might just feel cozy. It's like, let me cozy at my place. And maybe for some of you, it's buying some new decorations for your home, or creating a more, maybe it's about your routine, like what you're eating, what you're cooking. You might feel more inspired to just be a homebody in some way. But that doesn't have to be a bad thing, actually. It could be also, there's a lot of protective energy with birch as an example too. So that can ward off like kind of negative stuff as well. And I love it because I actually chose my Tallinn. I got this in Tallinn, Estonia, and I chose this there, and it feels like it's just for you guys. It's my little candle. I actually forgot to light the tea candle in there. Oops. That's all right. So maybe it's like cozy vibes. Okay. Holy smokes. That was quite the shuffle. Okay. So a vibe that you're in for this period of time for October. I feel like that one's the one. Knight of Swords. Decisive, focus-driven, defensive. Events that move with great speed. Choose intellectual responses to challenges rather than emotional. Sudden or unexpected changes. Review your options carefully. Ooh, okay, so the Knight of Swords is quite like a quick moving energy. And for some of you, you may actually have a very active mind in October. It might be that you have, you know, and maybe that's also when you want to get to home, because it's like when you're home, you want to enjoy it, because maybe there are a lot of like things you have to get done. So it's like you really savor your home life. Do you know what I mean? Do you ever have that where it's like, oh my God, I just want to be home. I'm tired of running around. So maybe for some of you, it's going to be a little bit of that vibe. But of course, we have this very focused energy, very driven, and all of that stuff. Again, things move with speed. So it doesn't seem necessarily like a slow month, you know what I mean, for you either. So it's not like you're just sitting at home doing nothing. I feel like that there's a healthy balance here, you know what I mean, of action and activity versus, you know, being at home, as an example. You may find yourself a bit more defensive of your family, of your home life as well. Maybe for some of you, you're going to feel like you need to stand up and fight for that aspect of your life. You know what I mean? Speaking the truth about, you know, your values at home as an example too. So this could be standing up for that kind of stuff. Okay? So let's see. I'm going to get some tea cards and see any other just kind of general messages, and then we'll go into love, finances, and career. Okay? So let's see. General predictions here for this group. Mountain road. You're on the road to success. Nice. Short journey. Okay, yeah, so short journeys could be a part of your month. Maybe at least one for sure. But it could be more. Okay, could be more. Could be a lot of little journeys, and that's why you really are just like, oh, I love being home. I'm going to enjoy those times that I am home. Oh, we have protection from a powerful friend. You know what's interesting about the, oh my goodness gracious, dog far away. Friendship's huge. And this is funny because I didn't mention this, but the birch trees, so they're kind of like aspen. They tend to grow like very close together, kind of like a network. And so you may find actually that many people will rush to your defense. That you have protective people in your midst, okay? So you're going to see evidence of this. You know, like as an example, like, you know, my case is an example. If someone leaves me like a shitty comment, it happens sometimes, and some of you will come out and like, bam. And I'm like watching you guys, I'm like, oh, goodness, I'm getting like, you know, they're backing me up here. That's so sweet, you know? And I feel like a lot of you will actually have that evidence. Like someone's going to defend you or kind of try to protect you in some way. And you're going to see evidence of good friendship in your life and good people, you know? And I love that with the birch as well. So it's like you're protected, you are cared for, you've got this sort of good vibe around you in terms of the people around you as well. We have you're on the road to success, so I feel like you're making really good decisions in regards to success. The mountains, you know, mountains can be a bit challenging to climb, you know. I live in Colorado, so, you know, I'm all about, like, you know, knowing about the hike and stuff. And yeah, some paths can be kind of difficult. It can be a lot extraneous, but it's like sometimes you can make the right shortcuts, the right moves in order to kind of get over hurdles. And I just feel like you guys are, you're getting up the mountain faster. So you guys might actually be meeting some major challenges and, like, you know, overcoming them in October as well, especially on things that you've been working on for quite some time. Again, there's that dog far away. A distant friend is thinking of you. This is nice because here we have that Knight of Swords. Again, communication. And so you may be hearing from somebody at a distance. There could be, you know, a lot of conversations with a friend at a distance. Again, we still will be going into October with some retrograde energies because Mars is going to be starting to station. You know, it's already slowing down and stuff like that for the retrograde for the Mars and Gemini. And then, of course, Mercury is going to be in its shadow period. The retrograde, I think, ends on the 2nd. But yeah, shadow period will still be active for some time into October as well. So we can still see the energy of, like, past people coming through. With Mars going retrograde, we can often see, well, it can represent masculine energy, okay? But also, again, there could be that feisty energy, but you've got that group around you or those people that care for you that are ready to defend you at any cost. So I'm seeing that. Okay, what about love life? So I'm using the Kipper, and I'm going to be using this as sort of the main person card. I know it's a woman. You don't have to be a woman. Okay, keep that in mind. So what is ahead in love for October 2022? A little child, marriage card, false person, So we have a little child and a marriage card and a false person. For some of you, you could be grappling with immature energy in relationship. This could be like white lies or dishonesty in some way. I want to say that you could expect to see something favorable in that. I know everyone's going to have a little bit different circumstances here. I feel that for some of you that are in long-term relationships, like marriages, literally, we could see perhaps gestures of kindness in regards to, especially if there were dishonest actions in the past in some way, or some sort of false, you know, sort of falseness in the relationship. For others of you, if you're single, watch out for sometimes the new people in your life. I feel like someone could leave you waiting in some way. For like, maybe it's like you're waiting for for some of you might be just waiting for like the next stage of the relationship, and you're not really getting it in October. And that doesn't necessarily have to mean anything bad. It might be that you're just kind of thinking here. Maybe for some of you, you're just looking at somebody like a new connection. You're like, is there potential? Is this something I want? That sort of thing. There could be that evaluation. I do feel, though, that there could be aspects of false expectations here. I know that you guys are not going to want to hear that. I'm sorry, but it could be, okay? Let me see here. What's going on with the love life here? It could be somebody is just like not who you thought they were as well, you know, especially like new connections, singles. What's going on for singles? We got the wise counselor. Oops. And 6 of Cups. Maybe someone comes from the past. That could be it. And you're kind of like, can I trust them? I wasn't expecting this. I don't know. Is there, you know, is there a new start here? Is there a fresh start possible? Can we restart something here? Can we fix this? I feel like for some of you, there could be real forgiveness though. Like, I don't feel like this is all bad for all of you. Like, there could be friendship, but maybe the future somehow is unclear. And that could just be your perception of the situation, that you're just not sure. Maybe you are uncertain about what you want or what the future holds. Maybe there are certain things that you're just not, you know, privy to know yet. As an example, we can talk about tradition here with the wise counselor energy. And so it could be that maybe there's like uncertainty about following tradition. Maybe there's something about the relationship that doesn't follow the traditional methods, as an example as well. This is about letting go of your fears though, and revelations that will make everything clear. So the thing about it is, I feel like if there is any dishonesty, you'd certainly be aware of it. We have romanticizing how things used to be. Some of you may fall prey to sort of like reminiscing as well about previous situations. Was I fair? Was it honorable? Like, was it good? Da 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 da. Again, at the same time, you may be thinking about the past and not focusing on the present as well in a negative way. It could be that you're focused on past deceptions, past lies, and trying to like paint them on the current circumstances as well. So just watch out for that, okay? Maybe past experiences make you kind of wary, as an example, of new people, and you're kind of expecting bullshit, as an example too. That really, I think, could be the energy for some of you, especially those that are single. What about for those of you that are in a relationship of some kind? What about those that are in that relationship? You've got the 9 of Pentacles and Page of Pentacles and the 4 of Wands. Okay, so relationships seem to be stable. And again, this could be, as an example, I think here for those of you that are in partnerships or in like a couple or in a relationship of some kind, maybe it's a situationship, but it's kind of stable, as an example, or maybe you're getting to know somebody quite well. Make sure that your expectations are loud and proud. I feel like you'll be honored in these things. And that's the thing. Because being false, it could be seeing something the wrong way. Or even not expressing yourself enough in your relationship as well. So it might be like, you know, if you give the details, if you give what you want, you're going to get what you want. And so if you do find yourself timid sometimes to share what you really need, what you really want, choosing yourself, that sort of energy, don't do that. Don't be false, you know, to yourself, to your feelings, but also your partner deserves to know what's on your mind as well, because that's just going to make a more stable kind of situation. Overall, we have the 4 of Wands. This is good. Peace and contentment in your personal life. This is not a negative energy, and actually there could be really good news financially for a partner or you and your partner as well. There could be great stability, good stuff. We have a new area of study, perhaps happy news about career promotions, scholarships, okay, opportunities, good financial opportunities and stability. Some of you could be discussing some sort of dishonest situation around your relationship. Maybe, you know, if your partner had a dishonest situation, you had one, that sort of thing. There could be a lot of support there as well. And, you know, there could just be a lot of help given. as well from each other or to each other. But it's not bad. It's not bad. Now, what about finances? The financial life for this group in October. Finances. What's happening? Oh, goodness. Sorry. Finances. Short illness. Okay, we have the good lady. We could have financial help from a woman in particular, a good lady. Good lady can represent somebody mature, older, somebody in a position of power as well. For some of you, you might be receiving some sort of recognition here as well too. Now we do have the short illness. Short illness, that card can talk about a little bit of a difficult energy at some point, like that there could be like short-term problems, okay? Yeah, so we can talk about short-term, short-term issues, timeouts, recoveries as well, by the way. So there could be a recovery period, by the way, too, right? So it's not necessarily bad. There also could be like, this can talk about like prescriptions as well. So this could talk about you finding solutions as an example, or having help through difficult periods as well. So whether it's from, somebody at your work, or maybe it's like a kind gesture from somebody. There's good stuff here for finances. Just watch out maybe for the short-term problems. Again, I think that's a positive card, to be honest, because this might be taking a break though, literally. Some of you might just take a nice little rest. Insights that come from meditation, the need to rest or take a vacation, short journey. Allow yourself more time before making a decision. Mental exhaustion, get more sleep. Don't overwork yourself for finances, okay? I feel like that message comes through strongly for some of you. You might be like kind of trying to do a little bit too much, okay? So don't be afraid to take a little break or a little bit of a rest. And some of you, especially if you have your own business, it's like generally things are good, but maybe you'll have a few slow days, that sort of thing. By the way, okay, so anyway, that's finances. What about career? So what is happening for you in career in October? Or study? We have the marriage card, the court, career. So in career, a lot of contracts coming up, or possibilities of like agreements. We have the marriage card. This could talk about collaborative efforts as well. We also have the court card too. So this could talk about maybe signing official documents as an example in career. This could be also like long-term contracts, careers. We could have decisions in regards to long-term things. We might be looking in public institutions. We might think about studying. We might think about doing long-term commitments here. So I feel like some of you might be working on long-term goals when it comes to your career. Now the long way card can talk about like things are kind of moving at a slower pace, and it is sort of like, obviously the man here is like quite old. He's been on quite the journey here. This can represent a timing of like a longer time, like a year or two as an example. So you know what I mean? It might be that you guys are working on something for a long time, or committing to working on something for a long time. Like, do you know what I mean? So some of you might be taking that action here. Career. Woo, we got that Page of Wands. And we've got the Chariot. So funny. Rewards that come from hard work, successfully balancing many priorities at once, determination and willpower, and public recognition. Nice. So I do feel like that there is that idea of you getting some recognition. Your energy could be commented upon, by the way, too. I feel like a lot of you are going to have a lot of activity. And again, I think that going back to that beaver and the birch, again, it's like kind of like going back to the idea of like, sometimes you're going to want to rest, and you need to rest, and you need to focus on the home. I feel like a lot of you are go, 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 go with career, okay? So I feel like a lot of energy though, okay? There could be a lot of movement. There could be a lot of driving as an example too, here with the Chariot, the short journey, and so on and so forth. I feel like you're very determined, and we can have a lot of creative endeavors, news of exciting opportunities as well, by the way, coming through. So this all seems pretty good in terms of career. I'm going to get one more final card for career, and then we're going to take some charms for the month. Anything else here when it comes to career for this group? So some of you might be starting new contracts or things like that. Align to connect deeply, to return to proper course, to live in your truths. So you're aligning in career with who you are, who you're meant to be. I love it. Regardless of what you're doing or where you're at in your career, there's this idea of alignment. Okay, so things are aligning, things are good. It's good. It's all good. So, okay, charms. Charms. Let's go. So, let's get some, see what comes through here with the charms. We have really supportive energy, particularly a woman. Okay, here with Sally. She's a very supportive person, so I feel like you'll have that support. You're turning over all kinds of leaves. I've never had this many of them come out. You are turning over all kinds of leaves. So many changes. I feel like autumn, in particular, especially for those of you in the northern hemisphere, or even in spring, because spring's also important with leaves, okay? Down in the southern hemisphere, you guys are really having a lot of pivotal changes, new growth, new opportunity, like just turning things over in your life. Okay, with that's crazy. I didn't even know I had that many of them. I truly didn't. Okay, we have who rescued who, so there could be, again, very supportive energy coming your way. We also have Gemini, which could talk about a lot of conversations, a lot of like trips and travel and that sort of thing. Of course, Mars is going to be, it's already in Gemini and it's going to be doing a retrograde there. Some of you may be impacted positively or negatively by that. I don't know. We'll see. Depending on what your chart looks like. We have this key here. So again, very fated things happening here. We have Pisces and Scorpio. Again, we have sort of like kind of a quieter energy. Scorpio, of course, is connected towards the 8th house. Pisces towards the 12th. Very spiritual, kind of psychological stuff going on. Could be a lot of like needing time alone, as an example. And perhaps also other people's money and things like that come into the play as well. Ouch, my eye. We have music here, perhaps being popular or important for you. Okay, so some of maybe music is going to be really pivotal. We have here a map with a bottle. So I feel like you guys have, this could represent messages incoming, of course. But to me, it's from Treasure Island charm pack. And so, you know, I think of treasure maps and all that sort of thing. And it's still in the bottle, but I feel like you guys have a good, you know, some of you may be receiving a message from far away too, by the way, because these tend to show up from overseas, right? From the ocean with these bottles when we find them. So we have the perfume bottle. Some of you might be getting new perfume or cologne, but we also have the idea of sweet smells, that sort of thing. And then we have the shell. I feel like a lot of you are very much like supported by Aphrodite with this shell in particular. And we have the snake. So we can talk about transitions. I feel like, again, anyone who tries to come at you and bite you, you have friends that are protecting you. I do feel here, or like people that protect you, that care for you. I feel, again, there's this metamorphosis or this sort of shedding of old skin. To me, that's what I see. And I also see the eagle here showing that you kind of rise above. You see things from a different perspective as well. And we also have this heart here with the arrow. So to me, that represents the idea of, you know, your love, you're like, you know, feeling love. I think something's going to really touch your heart in October as well. We also have this little shell here too. You know, I really don't know. I've never thought about what these might mean. I know that I always loved the way Tarot Cottage would say secrets. Like shells kind of represent secrets. And so, again, maybe there's this sort of like safe energy, you know what I mean? Because that's the one thing about the shell, it's like a safety. And so it's like maybe sometimes you just want to retract into your shell sort of thing here. But yeah, in the month. But overall, beautiful energy, very imaginative. I feel like some of you might be writing something in this month as well, something fantasy, reading fantasy, watching fantasy. Maybe some of you are checking that Lord of the Rings thing out, or I don't know, maybe it's like, because that's Pisces is very much like high fantasy. So there's that. We also could have like, that escapism through books and movies and media, perhaps, and we could be talking about, fears and so on and so forth as well. There could be discussions about fears, about, there could be good, especially if you go to like a therapist or something like that, there should be some good breakthroughs there into the subconscious, into the unknown. There also could be just through friends, your friendship. It might be that you have some really good, insightful conversations with a friend or someone you know that are very like pivotal. They really make you understand yourself, that sort of thing. Such a supportive energy though, guys, really. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope that it helped. I hope that October is going to be a wonderful month for you. And if you like this reading, let me know down in the comments below. But otherwise, thank you so much for being here. And if you want to join the channel for extra perks like exclusive pick-a cards, emojis, badges, and stuff like that, I have 3 different tiers. Check it out up above. You can push the join button and I'll show you the different tiers that I have and what they have in them and how much they cost and all that stuff. And then if you want a personal reading with me, you can go on my Etsy and purchase that. I do monthly readings, by the way, and 6-month readings, which are really popular. I think that's one of my most, well, I have a lot of popular readings, but I would say that's like, it's fun because I usually have everyone, like, I don't know, it's almost like everyone comes back. It's like pretty routine. Like, I love it. And it's fun to see how they play out. But, and then what else did I want to say? You like astrology? I have an astrology channel now too. I've got some shorts up there with some longer, more in-depth content planned. I've been doing astrology for 17 years and I'm super excited to share it because it's really actually even my bigger passion than tarot. So it's like really like, for me, I'm really obsessed. So anyway, lots of love to you guys. Take care and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.